Yes, News Talk ZB. It's time to eat. Hey! Now, Selaks is celebrating the New Zealand roast on August the 4th, 2013. It is the Selaks National Roast Day. It's now in its fourth year. It's a celebration of the roast and how the roast has been so fantastic for New Zealand. And joining us in the studio to talk about roasts today is somebody who knows her way around a good roast and knows her way around the oven. Nadia Lim, former Masterchef winner. Welcome to the studio.
Hey, Andrew. Thanks for having me in.
Oh, it's a pleasure because you brought some food, but we'll talk about that a bit.
Yes, I come bearing merino cadrona lamb.
Oh.
I probably shouldn't have said that because I haven't revealed it yet.
No, okay, but I can smell it already. Roast, how big were they in your household?
Every Sunday normally. Yeah, at my nan's though. My dad's Malaysian Chinese, so they don't do many roasts. And mum's a Kiwi from Wanganui originally, but we used to go around to my nan's place for one. Yeah.
And that is the great strength of the roast, you know, and it brings, because it's a big cut of meat and it's a whole lot of food, it brings families together for a chance just to catch up over the week and actually talk about things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Laugh and have some good food and wine around the table together.
Yep. And we're good at roasts, but, you know, there's a load of different ways to do roasts. We can actually just, stick a, joint of lamb in there and, oh, gosh, I'm fancy. I'll put some rosemary on it and that's all. But there's actually a lot more you can do with a roast, isn't there?
You can become very creative with roasts. Think of all the spices and herbs and things we've got nowadays. You can go in any direction. Actually, last night I did an Indian roast lamb. So with like cumin and ground coriander on it, and then served it with kusundi, an Indian spiced tomato chutney. So there's so many different things you can do.
The interesting thing is we think the roasts are so much, part of Anglo-Saxon, sort of British. In fact, the French even call the British roast beef, because they think that's the only thing that they can cook. And
don't the British call the French frogs?
Yes, exactly, because they think that's the only thing, roast beef. But the fact of the matter is the roast is done all around the world and always has been, over a fire. There's amazing roasts from Arabia, from Mongolia, from all sorts of places, yeah. And as you say, an Indian roast. What's in an Indian roast?
The one that I did, lamb, ground cumin, ground coriander, some turmeric for a bit of the colour on it, and then just roasted in the oven as normal. And I served it with a spiced Indian tomato chutney and coriander yogurt. Yeah.
Great. Now we've got a sage roast lamb and vegetables recipe here, which is yours, is it?
Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Did you make it up yourself?
Yeah, I did. It's so simple. I mean, I've got the recipe card there, so it's actually one I created for my food bag, and we used it a few weeks ago. And a very simple recipe. All you've got to do, it's a healthy roast recipe. So you roast the lamb, but you marinate it in garlic and some sage first. Sage is a really nice, herb with quite a lot of depth to it and quite earthy flavours. And then roast the lamb with vegetables, kumara, carrots, anything you want, anything you've got really. But instead of making a gravy, which can often be quite fatty and not so good for you, I make a honey mustard dressing that gets tossed with the vegetables and lots of fresh herbs. So it's a nice healthy roast.
That's right. And that's the way you can think creatively about a roast. And if you're doing the old roast the same way all the time as you've done for the last 30 years, it's time to think of other ways to do it, which is why we're going to put this recipe up on our website, newstalkzb.co.nz. But why also Selaks, the people who are supporting National Roast Day, have invented an e-cookbook.
Ah, cool.
Have you heard about this?
I just did before we walked into the studio.
It's a fabulous.
So it's all on roasts?
Yeah, all sorts of different roasts from all sorts of different chefs as well, and it's all the recipes as well, and it's downloadable from their website. And the website is Selaks NZ Roast Day, all in one word, .co.nz. And in their launch, done with Nikki Wicks a while back, they had all these different types of roasts, and they were all delicious.
Yum.
And including, and people forget about it, roast fish.
Roast fish?
Yeah.
People don't normally roast fish.
All right.
Don't often do that.
Oh, boy. When are we going to eat?
So just by smelling, could you have guessed that was lamb? Did you guess?
Yes, I could. Yeah. Well, I can tell you that we, as a family, do a lamb every week. These days, if you go to the right stores, you can get quite a nice leg of lamb for about $20.
Yes,
you cook it up, and half of that is hot roast that we have as normal. The other half goes into the fridge. Then out it comes the next day, and then we'll chop it up and dice it and make it into a salad. That's right, a lamb salad of some sort. And sometimes with couscous and that sort of thing. So in fact, it's 2 meals for a family of 4 who are big eaters for $20.
So really economical.
Yeah.
And you can also, what I often do at my butcher's, I'll get him to take the bone out of the leg of lamb, and then you can have a roast in about 20 to 30 minutes. Normally if you've got the bone in it, it would take ages to cook, but without the bone, when it's butterflied open, 20 to 25
Fantastic.
minutes.
Okay, so can we take
Do the reveal?
Can we do the reveal? And can I also say that Edward, our internet guy, is in here with the camera, so this will be up on the websites as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to reveal Nadia Lim's sage roast lamb and vegetables with honey mustard dressing. Indeed, here we go. This is what it should look like on the video. And
There we go.
oh yes.
That's pretty colourful, isn't it?
It's fantastic. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Can I have a chip? I'm having
Sure.
having a Tastes great. I shouldn't have done that, should I?
Oh, we need the dressing on it though.
Okay. No, you do the dressing as well. Ladies and gentlemen, can I say, Ed, have a look. Beautifully rare on the inside. A nice little herby crust on the outside as well. Perfectly done because it's Nadia Lim cooking.
Thanks. Sounds like you could audition for it to be a Masterchef judge.
We're currently, you're carving, aren't you, Nadia?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got this tiny little wooden fork and a really big knife. They don't really go together, but they seem to be doing the job.
Absolutely. Now, the incredible revelation that happened over the ad break is that this beautiful lamb roast was cooked in 25 minutes.
Yes, yeah. I was out at lunch today and it went a bit overtime, so I only got back into the office where my test kitchen is at 2:30, and I had to be here at 3:10. So gosh, yeah, 25 minutes, but it's doable because the leg of lamb that I've got, the bone was taken out, so I just seared it in a really hot pan.
Yeah.
Cut the vegetables up quite thinly, tossed it all with olive oil, and then 25-30 minutes, and it's done.
Because that's
perfectly cooked.
the misconception that many people have, that to do a roast you've got to set aside basically the whole afternoon and have a boiling hot kitchen. But in fact, if you do the correct preparation, mainly in the searing and the fact that it's boneless beforehand, you can actually do it a lot quicker.
Absolutely.
However,
Yes.
I've always known or thought that having the bone in, though, adds extra flavour to a roast.
I don't necessarily agree with that. There's so many other ways that you can get flavour into it, like if you marinate it for ages with herbs and things and spices.
A great thing about roast is getting the right wine to go with it. Now, with your sage roast lamb and vegetables with honey mustard dressing, what would you serve as a wine?
I think probably a Pinot Noir.
A Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
A lighter but still red wine to go with your roast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's no rules that says you can't go white, though?
No, absolutely not. Just go for whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
Bring out the champagne if you want.
Absolutely.